Happy Thursday, everyone.
Hello, folks. How are you?
We just wanted to come on before our video and let you know about something that we did this past week.
Right.
YouTube, we have two audiences here. Obviously, for years we have been serving RV content. And now that we are kind of stuck to our sticks and bricks, we are getting more and more Alaska life content.
And the two don't mix together very well, especially in the YouTube algorithm system, who nobody can really figure out, but we certainly can't either.
It changes almost daily.
Yeah.
So what we've decided to do is we have created a second channel where you can find just Alaska life content.
Right.
And we're going to kind of separate the RVing content from the Alaska content. Sometimes we might cross post on both.
Yep.
If it's relevant to both.
Or really cool or something like that. Why not? I mean, Alaska's a pretty great place, and we just want to share as much as possible with you guys, whether it is living here, which we absolutely love, or RVing here, which has been a passion and actually is why we are living here, because we RV'd here first.
Exactly. So we are inviting you today to please jump over to Living Free Alaska.
Yeah.
That is our new channel devoted to Alaska life content.
And now that'll be Living Free Alaska on YouTube as well as Facebook.
Yes, so over on Facebook, we just changed our old Pauhana Travels profile to Living Free Alaska. Again, we're not really traveling. We are here living full-time in Alaska. So we just made that change. And now it's time to let our YouTube audience know that as well.
Right. And let YouTube figure out where we can succeed more, you know, whether it's RVing or living. So we're going to do both.
Yep. So please, again, we'll put a link somewhere up here, down there, over there, somewhere around. And go hit that subscribe button on Living Free Alaska. And please stay here too at RVing to Alaska. We'll still have those weekly live, twice a month live chats, as well as any other RVing content.
Right, that sounds great. We're going to have a great time on these channels. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy Living Free Alaska. It's just kind of daily life and what we do here on our homestead and outside within Alaska.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of great things to do here and there, and we'll share it with you.
So with that, let's get into the next video and start off the new year 2024 in style.
I like it.
All right. We'll see you over at Living Free Alaska.
See you later.
Well, Happy New Year.
Hello, folks. Happy New Year to you all. Hope you had a great evening last night.
It is 2024.
Today's January 1st, 2024. Can you believe that? That's crazy. You know what it also is? It's also Bring Your Wife to Work Day today.
So we really haven't talked about it. Do you want to talk about it?
Hey, here we are. It's a new year. Let's talk about new things.
Right?
So I've been how do I say it? Given the opportunity, or I have sought a job opportunity, I guess, with a guiding service here in Alaska. So the company is called Alaska Backcountry Adventure Tours, and we guide people up the Knik Valley to the Knik Glacier on snowmobiles and ATVs. I've just started this last December, so we're doing snowmobile tours right now, and we're off today to do an afternoon half-day tour, and there's only 2 guests with us, so today was a Bring Your Wife to Work day with us, so we can have a little bit larger crowd and enjoy the day.
Well, and we figured it's a holiday today.
It's a holiday, so I would love to spend time with her.
And it has been frigid cold. It finally warmed out.
Yep, warmed up.
It finally warmed up, and it is 11 degrees right now, which what it's been. I'll take 11.
That's 30 degrees warmer than what it has been.
Exactly. Your tour you did the other day.
So when we got out, we left the shop and it was 17 below. When we got out to our turnaround point, which is a great view of the glacier out there, it was 25 below. So a little cold, and some of the guests were having a little issue with that. You know, we had some people from Vegas and some people from Dallas, Texas, so they're not used to this temperature at all. No. So it was a great achievement for them to actually bear it and do it. So that was really kind of cool.
Even as Alaskans, negative 25. That's
it's cold.
Yeah, I stay home and snuggle. So yes, I am going to work with Gary today, and we'll show you a little bit about Alaska Backcountry Adventure Tours and what they offer. And we're gonna have fun, so.
Right, and you know, I believe we're gonna be able to offer you guys a discount of some sort. Not maybe necessarily an employee discount, whatever, but just a discount for if you book through us.
Through RVing to Alaska.
RVing to Alaska.
Still working on that, as well as some other things that are on the horizon. But for now, let's enjoy Gary at work. Back at the office, and I have to tell you, I had a blast. Gary did a wonderful job guiding. This was his actual second lead on a tour, so he did really good, and I really enjoyed today. I think Gary has found an awesome calling. He's always good with people, but to be able to help visitors do a very cool thing in Alaska, that so suits him. All right, so we are gonna head home and call this one a day.
Well, good early evening. It's about that time to start thinking about some dinner. And earlier today, I went to the freezer and I grabbed out an American Wagyu Flat Iron Steak. And I'm going to marinate that and then cook that for dinner tonight along with some potatoes, maybe mashed potatoes, we'll see, and probably some other veggies. So I'll show you how we do this. All right, here is our American Wagyu Flat Iron Steak with the marinade right here in the background. And this marinade is a simple soy sauce, oil, ginger, garlic, rosemary,
a pinch of sugar, and I added just a pinch of Worcestershire sauce as well. We're going to vacuum pack the flat iron steak in a vacuum bag and let it marinate for a couple hours. Okay, now that I got the marinade, I've got the marinade in the vacuum bag with the flat iron steak. I am going to go to our vacuum sealer and vacuum seal this and then put it in the freezer, or I'm sorry, put it in the refrigerator for a little while. Well, here we are in the food pantry, and I store our vacuum sealer. It's a chamber vacuum sealer, chamber style right here. This is where we store it, and I've got all the different bags and accessories that go with it right down here on this little cart. So we're going to vacuum seal this and throw it in the refrigerator for a little bit. Got to make sure that the juices stay inside the bag. So I've got the steak on a slanted platform. There we go. Fold that guy up. Power on. Select one. Go. So the chamber vac here changes the pressure within the vacuum chamber here, increases the pressure, and then seals the bag and rapidly decreases the pressure, making a vacuum seal on the product. And you can see the marinade is bubbling and juicing and doing its thing. It's actually going to help press this marinade into the meat a little bit more as you vacuum seal it. So there you go, you see the last little bit, the pressure equalized. And after it's sealed and everything, we bring it out back to the countertop, and this is what we end up with. See, the vacuum seal holds all the juices in the marinade and creates a pressure in there and forcing that marinade deeper into the meat. That way you can reduce your marinade times a little bit. Rather than going overnight, you can just do a couple hours. So that's going to be our dinner tonight. Looking good. And now into the refrigerator it goes. We'll place this on the shelf in the refrigerator and get back to it in, I don't know, a couple hours or so. Alrighty, see you in a little while. Enjoy your cool rest. So I had a little trimming off the end. I just kind of cut a little end piece off of that flat iron steak. Decided to put it on my cast iron pan for a minute. And I'm going to take this over to the cutting board and just let it rest for a little bit. Oh, did you see that? Was that Sophie down there waiting for a bite too? All right, you can just let that rest there for a little bit, and then I will take a little bite, see how it is. Hey, what are you waiting for? Am I in the kitchen working? Huh? You waiting for me to drop something? I'm probably not going to drop this. All right, here's that little piece just after a little rest. We'll see how it turns out. And this is just a straight steak, no marinade at all. There we go. Looks like a good little medium rare in that little bite. One more little cut. How's that look? That looks delicious. Yep, that's going to be a good steak. I might as well just take the last couple bites too. Wow, it's tender. Flavorful too. Even for no seasoning on there, that tastes really good. Oh, really looking forward to dinner. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Glad I didn't waste that piece. That's worth it. All right, see you in a little bit. Well, and next up, we've got some potatoes for mashed potatoes tonight. I have peeled them mostly. I'm going to say about 90%. I like to leave a little bit of skin on when I do my mashed potatoes. So I'm going to chop those up, put them in the pot, and on the stove they go. Next up, we've got some bacon. We're going to chop the bacon up and render it down a little bit. The bacon's going to serve two purposes. The first purpose is going to go into the potatoes, or mashed potatoes, and then the bacon fat that's rendered off into the pan is going to be used to cook the flat iron steak. It's going to be great. Yeah, I've got my bacon chopped up, and into the hot cast iron pan we go. Nice sizzle. There we go. Let that sizzle down a little bit, and then once we get cooked, I'm going to lower the temperature of the pan so I can render out more of that fat for the flat iron steak. Oh, there's that bacon rendered down nicely. A low temperature. It started off nice and hot, and then through the cook I lowered the temperature so the bacon didn't burn to the pan. It'll leave a nice coating of oil on the pan for the flat iron steak. Now I'm going to remove the bacon into a little bowl and let the oil drip off a little bit. Looks good. Okay, and now that bacon is going to wait for the potatoes to get done and hang out right there. And you can see the pan. I didn't burn the bacon on there at all. There's no little burnt pieces or anything down there. It's all just nice, clean, rendered bacon fat. That's going to make a great cooking product for the steak. Looks like the potatoes are just to a boil now, so I'm going to turn that down and keep it at a good, steady boil. About 10 more minutes. And now we reach into the refrigerator and grab out our flat iron steak that's been marinated. And we'll bring it out and let it sit on a shelf. I'm sorry. We'll bring it out, we'll let it sit on a counter to come to room temperature before we cook. And this is looking good. Been marinating for about 2 hours now. And it's going to be great. And there we have it. Potatoes are done and drained and ready to add the flavor. I use a good amount of butter, some heavy cream, and maybe if I need some extra, I'll add some sour cream to it. And then also salt and pepper, and of course the bacon. So I'm going to get to mashing these potatoes up now. And yes, you heard that right. Butter, heavy cream, and sour cream. These are not low-fat mashed potatoes, folks. These are delicious mashed potatoes. Salt and pepper on there on the top, too. There we go. I've got my cast iron pan smoking hot. I've got my vent fan on a higher level, so that's going to create a little bit more noise there. But I need to evacuate the smoke out of the house a little bit. It's going to get smoky in here. This pan's really hot, and I want a quick sear on the steak. It's not going to take long to cook. We're talking maybe a couple of minutes each side. Got my cast iron pan smoking hot. You can see that bacon grease. I'm not sure if you can see it there or not, but it's smoking a bit. Gonna wait for a few more minutes to get that pan just a little bit hotter. And then we'll toss that steak on there and sear it up in the pan. It might be a little bit too big for the pan, but we'll see what happens. I'll make it work. There we go. Looking good. Make sure it's contacting everywhere. There it is. Okay, we're about 2 minutes now on that one on the first side. I'm going to go ahead and flip it now and see how we're doing. There we go, look at that crust we made. And that hot sear, that's really a great crust. We'll let the second side go for a couple more minutes, and then probably turn the temperature down and let the center come to the correct cook temperature. As with most meat that we cook, we don't cook necessarily for time, we cook for temperature. So I've got to probe the meat and see where we're at. And it looks like we're not quite done yet, but we're getting there. There it is. Down low is really done. So right in the center is not quite done. That end's getting close. That end is right about there. So we're getting close to done, folks. And then the rest, it's going to come to temperature too. The temperature will even out throughout the meat. So it's not much longer before we're done. All right, temp's up to where we want it to be. Now time to pull it off and let it rest. Now before I tint it lightly with aluminum foil, I'm going to put some of this Yakima smoked salt on here. And that'll give it a nice little smoky flavor to it. Oh man, that looks good. The steak has rested a bit. Now it's time to cut into it and enjoy some dinner. I'm going to cut like this. All right. Flat iron steak. It's looking really good. Oops. Ooh, it's nice and tender and juicy. Yes. There's a couple of ways to cut this steak up. It is a very tender cut. So I'm kind of cutting it with the grain. The alternate is to cut the whole thing in half and then cut it against the grain. But with it being such a tender cut of meat, I didn't feel it was necessary to do that. And yes, again, Gary's working in the kitchen, so where are the dogs? Right underneath my feet. Sometimes I trip over them. Oh, I gotta put this guy back in place. He got out of place. He goes right here. There we go. Flat iron steak on the cast iron skillet. It's gonna be good. Steak and potatoes, folks. That's all we need to have. Doesn't that look just a little delicious? I'm hungry. I'm sure Stacy is too. It's gonna be good. Definitely easier to eat with implements of eating. Yeah. All right, I don't know that I've had a flat iron steak myself, so I think this is the first time. Maybe I have, I guess like Applebee's does something like this. I don't know, not like this, but a steak. It's only become popular in the last, 10 years or something like that, so it's not a very well-known cut of meat, and most butcher shops aren't going to do it because it's a hard cut of meat to get to, so I'll try it out. I'm going to search for this more. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's worth it. Hold on a second. There we go. That's more appropriate. It's good stuff, guys.
Stacy's boycotting the camera today, so you just get Gary.
Woohoo! That's fine. I'm a good guy. I got it. Mm-hmm.
I will just say I'm still in my pajamas. It's
7:30 at night.
Well, I have been editing all day, making sure we get at least a weekly video out. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I am not camera worthy.
And if you're gonna do mashed potatoes, do mashed potatoes. don't skimp on the butter and the cream and all. Do it the right way. They're just so much better. And I like to leave mine a little chunky and leave some of the skin on the potatoes. Oh, it's just so much better.
You do the best mashed potatoes.
Some people prefer to whip their potatoes and into a whatever they are. But no, you got to hand mash the potatoes, leave some chunks in there, leave some skin on there, put some bacon in it, use the butter, use the milk, use the sour cream, make them delicious.
I just have one problem.
What?
There's no vegetables.
No, it's right there, potatoes.
That's a starch.
They're in the freezer, go for it.
All right, thank you.
Yes. Well, that was a great meal. That was a good cut of meat. And, meat and potatoes, you can't go wrong with that. So, yeah, maybe Stacy was right. We did need to add some veggies to our plate. It would never hurt us at all. And I've got a whole bag of veggies in the freezer, but I get tired of freezer veggies, and sometimes it's tough to get a good assortment of fresh vegetables up here. We can. There's no problem with that, but we're not always going to the store every day to get fresh veggies. So it's a little difficult sometimes. But that was a great meal. I hope you guys enjoyed. And, tell us what some of your favorite meals are. What do you enjoy preparing in your house? Or on the road, in your RV? What do you guys enjoy preparing for yourselves? What's some of your fancy stuff? Or what's some of your daily comfort foods? Leave a comment down below. Let us know. And we'd love to hear from you guys. So thanks a lot. Have a great evening. And we'll see you guys soon. As always, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up down below. Leave us a comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We thank you for watching.
Until next time, Pow Hana.